My name is Glitchy Guy. I am a very, very, very small YouTuber. I make comic videos, I draw, blah, blah, blah. I am addressing the Technolarp situation and the Penguinz0 involvement in this situation. Now, I do not think this video will be seen by anyone that's not currently subscribed with notifications on. That is not a plug, although it can be if you want it to. I don't really care. But it's disgusting. All right. I will be addressing it in 3, 2, 1. Technolarp is a YouTuber who is LARPing Technoblade. A unfortunately deceased YouTuber who we all know and love. And me personally, I was quite saddened by his death. It's honestly just sad. But what's going on is Penguinz0, another popular YouTuber, has made a video addressing Technolarp and all the controversy. Now, some people can be very upset by Technolarp, specifically Technoblade's friends, like Tubbo or bloody anyone else who's seen Technolarp. I don't have a list. This is a very, very rushed video. But what's going on? Imagine if your friend, who's been dead for years, just appeared. Somebody else was pretending to be your friend, as you see it. You would obviously be upset or disgusted, right? But that's a completely understandable reaction. And a few of Techno's mates do have this reaction, and a few don't. A few actually welcome Technolarp, like Skeppy, for example. And Techno Dad, who is the father of Technoblade, is very uncomfortable about this, but he has talked it over with Skeppy before they did a collab video with Technolarp. For those who don't know, Skeppy and Technolarp collaborated twice. Skeppy was the one who initiated the collab. Technolarp didn't do a thing. Technolarp didn't contact Skeppy, or anyway, Skeppy talked it over with Technodad before doing the collab and talking to Technolarp, and it appears that Technodad was okay with it. I don't want to assume anything. It's just, yeah. Technodad has come out and said that he is uncomfortable with the situation and doesn't know how to feel, which is a completely understandable reaction to this situation, because it's his son. Your dead son just appears, somebody else is wearing his skin, as Penguinz0 put it, but I don't see it that way. What's going on is, in the video, Charlie, Penguinz0, addressed a few things about Technolarp, and he obviously did not research this topic well. He didn't research at all. He just practically looked at a Google slide or whatever. I don't fucking know. But the closest bit of research that I can see is going to his channel or his Twitter, or I don't fucking ken, and looking at his bio and a few of his community posts and just skimming through, if you know what I mean. Because it's clear, when you watch the video, this man has no idea what the hell he's talking about, because what's going on? And it's really sad, because what's going on is he actually does know what he's talking about most of the time. He's a very well-respected YouTuber, and I respect him quite a bit. But whenever he says something genuinely wrong, his fan base believes that it's correct without doing any more information, and just jumps right on the hate train. And for this, it's turned Technolarp's whole community against him, which is honestly really sad to see, because I am part of that community. And everywhere I went before the video, it was just happy comments, mixed comments, and oh, he's back in spirit type comments. But now there's hate comments everywhere I look, and it's not alright. But the hate comments, they're hate comments. You can avoid them. But what's happened next is completely unavoidable, and I think should be addressed by Charlie himself in his next or his upcoming video. Technolarp has been doxxed, and members of his family have been threatened by people in the community who have seen this video. And Charlie, I believe, does not know. And I have commented on his video, and I have basically just went over the information just to literally just let him know. I've done this about an hour ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, at the time of recording anyway. So I've basically said, there's a few bits that are just genuinely wrong, or like not well researched, or taken out of context, or like well exaggerated. Like, this man said that he was basically dressing up as Technoblade and then trying to directly implement himself into the friend group by collabing with all his mates. But the problem there is Technolarp did not initiate nothing. He was approached first by Skeppy, who was one of Technoblade's mates, and he has only collaborated with Skeppy twice. And that is just... it's not even Skeppy's fault. Like, Skeppy was like... he was doing like a proper... he was like riding the trend, if you know what I mean. He was following a trend with the LARP tubers. He was basically getting into that, maybe getting a few views here and there. He spoke with a LARP version of himself, which was British Skeppy, otherwise known as Larpy, another close friend of Technolarp. And it's just, aside from that, people are... I'm stumbling over my words here. In short, Charlie needs to address this properly. The community needs to stop harassing Technolarp because it's just blatant false information that they've got. Either that, or they need to do some research themselves and find out the proper truth. And they need to grow up, stop acting like children, and get over it. And the situation with Technodad, I think what we should do as a community is let the whole thing be until Technodad comes to a decision, because what's going on is they're pressuring him by, like, bringing it up too much. They're like, oh, hey, when are you going to thingy with Technolarp? When are you going to decide what to do with Technolarp? It's just, it's appalling, because I know how that feels. That puts pressure. Like, even if you didn't want it to, it just puts pressure on you. And I feel sorry for Technodad in that way, because he's a grieving father who's lost his son, and he's being pressured what to do about this guy who is not making any money off of this, by the way. He has actively stated multiple times that he is not making any money. He made a few community posts asking, should I do I a 50%, 80% money to charity, or do I keep all the money for myself, or do I keep all the money for charity? They said he should have a fair revenue split. So, he gets 50, the charity gets 50. But he hasn't turned on his revenue yet. And he is waiting. He has tried to reach out to Technodad multiple times and asked in private to, what to do. He has stated that if Technodad wanted the channel gone, he will delete the channel. And I respect that. So, in short, again, because I'm a complete bloody guy who rambles, Charlie, I'm now speaking to you. You need to address this properly, because you are currently just... no, your video needs to be properly corrected by you, and only you. Maybe, another popular person can do it, but you yourself need to do it. As the guy who's, looked upon as the guy who, is true to his words and, factual and real, you need to properly, address this properly. And you need to, stop, tell your fans or, anyone else to, stop harassing this guy. Because, this is just proper mad. They're going after his family. You never go after somebody's family. It's just stupid. And yeah, so that's my take on the situation. I think we should all just let it be. You know, like, observing. Because whatever the community touches, we just make it worse. Unless it's like something good, which this is not one of those times. And this is a very delicate situation, which I have stated in another video talking about the situation, that it would get worse. And I was correct, it has gotten a whole lot worse. So, yeah. Don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. To Technolarp, I am sorry that you have been doxxed and that your family members have been brought up. I hope you get better. It's just, I hope you get better, and I hope this whole situation calms down. And I hope that Charlie, Charlie, make a video or like a post or a short or anything. I don't really care. Just make something addressing it. Hell, you can even post it on bloody X or Twitter or whatever the hell it's called now, and people will see it and then they'll be like, oh, guess what? That's gonna like proper like help. You know? People like helping, right? Then help. Okay. That's my take. Goodbye. I'm making this at midnight, so I have to be quiet. Goodbye. And I will be uploading part 7 really soon. I've got home stuff happening. Tales of Tomorrow part 7 soon. I've got home stuff happening in the next few days, so it will have to be delayed. But yeah,